What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing the match review, match analysis and match reaction to Manchester City's game against Brighton and Hove Albion from the Amex Stadium, when Manchester City surrendered a 2-goal lead to see our 12-game consecutive winning away run in the Premier League come to an end. But before we crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, you want to help to support my channel, then do subscribe, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. We are aiming for 18,000 subscribers. We're less than 900 subscribers away from that goal. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Don't forget also my social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen. If you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram, my email also in the description below. So if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy this video. And most importantly, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, as I'm always interested in what you guys do have to say. Let me know your thoughts. Where did this go wrong for Manchester City? What lessons can we learn going into that Champions League final in less than 2 weeks' time? So let's start off first with the match review for this game. We're going to start off first with Manchester City taking the lead after just 2 minutes. I thought that with Brighton backing off Riyad Mahrez, a very dangerous player, on the right-hand side, onto his left foot, allowing him to whip across into the box. Never a good idea. And at the back post there was Ilkay Gundogan to follow that ball into the back of the net with his head. Nice to see Ilkay Gundogan getting back onto the score sheet. And I do want to wish Ilkay Gundogan, at the time of recording this video, I don't know the full extent of his injury, so I am hoping that that is nothing serious and that he is fully fit, ready to go for the Champions League final in less than a couple of weeks' time, and good for him to get his goal. He did have an ice pack strapped to his leg, so I do hope that he is okay. And Danny Welbeck also went off for Brighton in this game, and I do hope that, again, it's nothing serious with regards to his injury as well, regardless of what's happened in the game. Now, big turning point in this game comes in the terms of that red card. Let's speak about that red card then. Joao Cancelo, ball comes in over the top. I think it was from McAllister towards Danny Welbeck. Now, Danny Welbeck is a quick striker. He can cause problems. Joao Cancelo goes towards the ball, tries to control it. He doesn't control it. It takes a bounce, and because of that, it allows Danny Welbeck half a yard on top of Joao Cancelo. Now, Danny Welbeck, under the challenge of Cancelo, goes down, and the referee gives a red card. I stand by what I said on my live stream. I can understand why the referee gave a red card. He's the last man. He's through on goal, and it looks like Joao Cancelo, from the first initial instinct, when you look at it from the direction the referee's looking at it, is that Cancelo's taking out Danny Welbeck, and it's a red card because it is the denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. Now, VAR have a look at it, and what the replays show instead is that both players are grabbing each other. Now, to me, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, and VAR is hiding specifically behind clear and obvious errors. There is no specifics around what clear and obvious means. Now, to me, is that a free kick to Brighton? Does it warrant a free kick to Brighton? My honest answer, I'm trying to be as unbiased as I can, I'm trying to figure if it was the other way round, is I thought it was very weak, and I could understand a free kick being given either way. Does it warrant then a red card to be given as well for the denial of a goal-scoring opportunity? Well, it all comes down to the fact of, is it a free kick or not? And my honest opinion is I didn't think it was a free kick. I thought it was very weak, and I thought Brighton got very lucky with the red card being given. And as it is from City, it ended up kind of ruining the game for us. Even though we managed to grab a couple of goals in this game, it ended up ruining the game. City, in the end of this game, ended up having 37% possession, and that's due to Pep Guardiola making the change after that Cancelo red card and choosing to put on Eric Garcia and kind of sticking rather than twisting with what Man City know, which is possession-based attacking football, and that wasn't involved in this game. It was like, City, we've got the goal, we're capable of keeping a clean sheet, and we'll keep Brighton out for 90 minutes, and it seemed like City were confident of making that happen. And it's a bit disappointing. That isn't what happened. It was poor defending against Newcastle. It was poor defending again here against Brighton. Now, Man City did the job. We went into the second half and we managed to get that second goal that was looking for. Brilliant goal that was from Phil Foden as well. Exactly what we was looking for. Really cool finish into the bottom into the bottom right-hand corner, going across the goalkeeper as well. And it was nice to see City score after 2 minutes in the first half and 3 minutes in the second half. In actual fact, in terms of an away game, like against Chelsea as well, coming for the Champions League final, them to me are 2 really good times to score our goals. And it put us into strong contention, 10 men or not, that was dominating the scoreline of this game and was having control of the game. Yet Brighton were having more possession, more passes, more accurate with their passing and making more things happen in front of goals and having more shots as well. And so for Man City, it's looking like Pep had done its job. Now, what happened was, a couple of minutes later after it was going 2-0, I felt like there was a bit of complacency there from Manchester City, and we ended up conceding. It was Trossard that ended up getting that goal for Brighton, and it was a well-taken finish. Man City seemed to not have the extra man, which is, of course, what happened with that sending off. We didn't have that extra man to defend that out, and I feel like without that red card, that Brighton first goal doesn't happen. This is the direction that we're going in. It feels like I'm looking for excuses. I'm not. It was poor defending from Manchester City. We're showing Trossard into one area. He's going out towards the goalkeeper. The keeper gets a hand onto it and it goes into the back of the net. It's a disappointing time to concede just after you've scored. You're always most vulnerable when you first score, and that in turn then gives Brighton the confidence to go forward. And what Brighton choose to do different is that they choose then to send their defenders, because City aren't offering anything in an offensive style, choose to then send their defenders forward. And when Webster gets forward and when Dan Burn gets forward, we know what Dan Burn can do. We've seen it against Wigan when we faced them when they was in League One in the FA Cup. They're dangerous players when they're coming forward. They cause problems. They literally just plough player after player out of the way. And when we've got Fernandinho, who came in on for Ilkay Gundogan, and we've got Eric Garcia defending up against Webster for that second goal, that equaliser for Brighton, yeah, Webster's so much more tall and more physical. He's always going to win that header. It was a good header. It was a good ball into the box. At the end of the day, though, it was a cross and header. What a disappointing way to concede. And it ends up making it 2-2. All momentum towards Brighton. Then Dan Burn decides to pop up playing as a centre-forward for Brighton. He isn't a centre-forward. Gets a shot. It's a good save from Edison. Again, it's the luck that it was having. It falls lucky for Dan Burn just to stroke it in on the rebound and give Brighton the win. Now, I'm going to say right now, fair credit to Brighton. Going 2-0 down, whether you're going up against 10 men or not, against Manchester City, is a difficult thing to be able to come back and do. So congratulations to them. I just do feel like this is the Molineux 2.0 again from when we faced Wolves away a couple of seasons ago, when we was 2-0 up and we had 10 men who ended up blowing that. Once they get that first goal, all momentum to the team, and they end up putting us under pressure, and they end up City cracking. And that's exactly what happened again here today. And it's disappointing. It is really disappointing. There's definitely lessons to be learned going into the Champions League final, because a large majority of the players on the pitch, they will be playing in that Champions League final against Chelsea. So there's definitely a lot of lessons there to be learned. City looked a bit rusty, they looked a bit shaky, looked a bit shambolic. Lots definitely for Manchester City to improve on, in my complete honest opinion. But it's hard to give judgment on this game because we went down for 10. We've been down for 10 men for what, 80 minutes or so of this game. So it's very difficult to give judgment. I felt really sorry for Ferran Torres. He's the man that made the way for Eric Garcia. I thought Eric Garcia had a fairly poor game. I didn't think this game suited him, playing in an out of familiar position at right back as well. I don't think he's good enough with the ball. He's obviously not sharp enough to be in the Manchester City team. I don't think he's quick enough or tall enough to be in the City team either, and to suit the physicality of how the Premier League is. Now, I feel like if he had game after game after game, I feel like he'd become more comfortable and become a better player, but he isn't a condition to be a right back, and so City slotted him into that position. It was a bit unfair. And so, yeah, he just had a really difficult game, and Brighton targeted that all game and ended up finding the weaknesses through the physicality of their team, and City struggled because of that. Like I said, needing lessons to be learned. Man City have ended up conceding 6 goals now in our last 2 games against Newcastle and Brighton, 2 teams that are sitting right near the relegation zone. It's not good, that, from Manchester City, like, at all, in preparation going into a Champions League final. And what we've done here now, and I did speak about this when we won the Premier League, like, when you win the Premier League so early, the urgency that you have, the desire to win, and the competitiveness, it goes away from you. And if you allow that to set in your mind play and how we're playing, and that has happened in the last 2 games, then it's going to become very difficult, because Chelsea, they're having to play competitive games, game after game after game after game. So that Champions League game won't be about readjustment. It'll just be like treating it like any other game, and City need to possess a high quality game in that hour play to be able to give them a really good game and have a chance of winning that Champions League final. I feel like the only way, or the best way for us to prepare for that, is to go with a really strong team against Everton, to try and keep a clean sheet, defend properly and attack properly, and have that possession and get that confidence up and get the players where we need them to be. So I would be, if it was me, I'd be going with a strong team against Everton. I know there will be fans out there saying, don't do that, don't run the risk of injury like we have with Gundogan. He might be injured or not, we're not sure. Don't be doing that. To me, 2 or 3 changes from what will be going out in the Champions League final is what I'd be looking for. The most injury-prone of players, they won't be playing. Everyone else that hasn't shown any sign of wear and tear, no sign of injury, that will be starting, or more than likely will be starting in that game against Chelsea in the cup final, I would play against Everton. Doesn't mean I'd give them the 90 minutes, but I would be playing for them to try and get that match sharpness and get the players up to scratch of where they need to be. Last couple of games have shown that we're not where we need to be, and we need to be there. Time's running out. There's a bit of concern there from me, I'm not going to lie. The competitiveness isn't there though, so it's very difficult to judge. And with this sending off this game, I can't judge from it. It's, yeah. Anyway, officiating poor overall in this game. Didn't think it was a red card. Obviously, people are speaking about in the post-match about their high foot on the challenge of, I can't remember, was it John Stones' leg or someone like that. To me, first instincts, I thought it was a correct decision. Yellow card. I'm going to stick by that as well. The foot was high. There wasn't intent to stamp. If there was intent to stamp and he dragged his knee, pulled it back and then went bam straight in, I would say red card. It wasn't there. It was just a lingering leg up that's hit his just above his knee. It was high. It was clumsy. It was a yellow card. I didn't think it was anything more. I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, by the way. On the challenge on Ilkay Gundogan, again, it was a strong, rough challenge. People compared it to a similar challenge where John Stones was sent off. To me, I'm not sure if I'm completely honest on that one. Yeah, I just thought the officiating at times from the free kicks that were given away, didn't think were free kicks. Yeah, referee, I thought the standard from Stuart Atwell here, all over the place, well up there with some of the worst officiating that I've seen this season. I've got a big problem with VAR as well. I'm a big fan of VAR. I think VAR is a really good idea and it works in principle when it's covered by competent officials. Unfortunately, in the Premier League, they're not competent officials, and I have said on my live watch along, I'm going to say it on here as well, that I feel like Manchester City and other teams would benefit from a better quality of refereeing, whether that comes via retraining or bringing in fresh new ideas from referees from elsewhere around the globe. Premier League's a global brand. Why can't we bring in global referees, some of the best referees from around the world, and have them officiate in the Premier League to improve the standard? Because the standard is so poor. It's consistently poor. For the standard of Premier League and the amount of money in the Premier League, it should be and it needs to be much better. And that yesterday ruined the game, and I felt like Pep got it wrong with putting Garcia on and changing Manchester City to say that we're going to sit here and defend. 37% possession doesn't suit City's play. 60% possession suits Man City's play. Attacking teams, taking the game to them and looking to create opportunities and score goals. We can do that with 10 men. I've seen us do that. We didn't do that in that game against Brighton, and if we do go down to 10 men against Everton at the weekend or against Chelsea in the cup final, we need to make sure that we did do that. So that might just well be our saving grace, a valuable lesson learned from Manchester City. Don't change it up. Put an attacker on instead, or put an extra midfielder on. We're more than capable with the players that we had on. Zinchenko, Ruben Diaz. We also had Rodri play. We could have slotted him into defence and could have gone with 3 at the back, and possibly moved Stones to the right hand side, Diaz through the centre, and either Zinchenko or Rodri on the left hand side, and put an extra midfielder on to fill in the gaps, and put Fernandinho. That's what I was calling for on my watch along. Felt like it was a bit too negative from City. It didn't suit us, and in the end, whilst it looked like it was originally working with us being 2-0 up, it didn't work, and it's ended up coming to bite us on the bum. And within 30 minutes into the second half of us getting that second goal, it all capitulated, and yeah, we're now in the situation of where we are now. Thankfully, it was a meaningless game for Manchester City. Like I said, we need to be learning them important lessons. If we are going to lose a game, I'd rather it be a meaningless game like now. But we need to make sure now it's not becoming a precedent that against Everton we put out a strong team, that we come out with a really good result, clean sheet, scoring goals, more possession, things like that, and that'll give us the good preparation and good confidence going forward into the Champions League final. Last thing we want to do now is go and lose at home, and our home form's been a bit iffy at times. We need to be making sure we're going in with confidence and not in that party atmosphere that is around at City at times. We're going to be lifting the Premier League trophy, but it needs to be a professional, clean performance. Pep, if I'm sitting down with the players, very simple. You're playing for your place in that Champions League final. If you're not up to scratch, it's very simple. You will not start and you will not feature. That's the message that needs to come across to the players. we'll see what happens. So there we go. Like I said, do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget also to leave a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. Also subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Aiming for 18k subscribers, less than 900 subs away. It's free to subscribe, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Social media links in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too. Going to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, and I'll see you all again very soon. We'll see where we go from here. Fingers crossed though that Manchester City can get a nice positive result for our final Premier League game of the season. Our 12-game winning record away from home in the Premier League though does come to an end. 2-0 up, to bottle it, to end up losing 3-2 leaves a sour taste in our mouths. And with that red card, what a joke of a performance from the officials in this game as well. Yeah, like I said, do let me know your thoughts on what you made of this in the comments below. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I do hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.